You can't do something like this. You can't live stream entire games. And the fact that the United States is such a massive consumer of video games and would be a massive contributor to the profit line of all of these different companies, if you can't have a majority of people with an unlimited internet connection that is amazing, you can't get your product off the ground. And that's the problem with this country, is we just have such terrible internet here from so many different manufactured monopolies. You can't do anything. My choice is Comcast or nothing. And then if you go south, the choice is Cox or nothing. This is the case in so many different places where they have one choice for internet provider and that's it. Now there might be the illusion of choice of some other thing, but 9 times out of 10 that other provider is terrible and isn't really an option if you need to use the internet for more than just web browsing. People are going to say that Stadia was before its time. People are going to say that in the future we're all going to be like laughing at our past selves. Oh, I can't believe we thought that was stupid. There's another reason why I don't like it. It's not the fact that it's just not possible right now, but it's also the most anti-consumer thing out there. When it comes to owning your product, the line is really starting to disappear there, whether or not you actually own your video games. There have been plenty of licensed games out there that just disappear off the face of the earth. And if you read the fine print in a lot of these games, you don't really own it. You own the right to play these games, and they can revoke it at any time. Hell, I bought a digital game that was on sale for lower than it was supposed to be. I put it on Steam, I installed it, I played it, and then because the price wasn't exactly what Microsoft wanted, they yanked it out of my Steam library. I had this game installed already, and they could still take it away from me. In a fully cloud-based future, you don't own anything. And that was one of the main reasons why I hated Stadia so much. I thought it was ridiculous that you had to pay for the controller, you had to pay for the adapter, or you get the bundle, and then you have to freaking pay for the games individually, and they're $60, the same price as a disc-based game or a cartridge-based game that you have forever? That doesn't make any sense to me. Now, to Google's credit, they did refund everybody's purchase. Every single purchase they ever made through the Google Play Store got refunded to them, which is amazing. Honestly, hats off to Google for doing that. They didn't have to do that, and they honestly could have gotten away with just screwing people over. But you know what? They decided to do the right thing and refund everybody because the whole thing failed. They wanted to show like, hey, you know what? You stood there with us. You tried it out. You gave us the chance. It may not have worked out, but we appreciate you trying it out. And that's awesome. That's how all companies should be. They're not going to all be like that, which is another reason why I'm so against cloud gaming. In the future, there's going to be so many different options out there. Just look at what we have now when it comes to video streaming. There's Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, Peacock, HBO, Disney+. I mean, there's so many of these streaming platforms that are taking each other's properties. So like, oh, I want to watch Seinfeld. Oh, well, that's not on Netflix anymore. That's on this thing. Oh, okay. Well, what about The Office? Oh, that's on something else now. That's going to happen with video games once cloud-based game streaming is the only way to play games. This is how I'm predicting the future when it comes to the cloud-based market, when it comes to video games. Now, every single time the game industry can do the worst thing possible and get away with it, you know they will. So we're going to see a ton of different services out there. There's going to be Google. Maybe even Apple's going to get in there. I mean, they already have Apple Arcade. Maybe they'll broaden their horizons. If everything's digital anyway, they might as well. So Google, Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, PlayStation. I'm sure Nintendo will get in on it 10 years after everybody else. All of these different platforms, except for Nintendo, will be taking their different games from each other. Your favorite game is going to keep moving from platform to platform, and it's going to be a pain in the ass to not only beat these games, because games are long. Games are not like movies or TV shows where you watch it, you just kind of idly consume it, and you're done. No. I mean, you can start that show over there and then finish it if it does move to a different platform. But if you start a massive video game and suddenly that video game is no longer on that platform, you really think they're going to cross-save between the streaming platforms? I don't think so. You're going to lose all that game progress. You're going to have to subscribe to a different service and then finish your game over there. That's how I'm seeing it. I'm constantly seeing them taking exclusives from each other, making their own things. It's going to be the same thing that we're seeing with video streaming, but in video game format. And that's going to be so much worse because it just doesn't translate as well. Do I think that cloud-based gaming is the future of video games? Maybe, but it's going to be a long time before that reality comes because, like I said, the internet infrastructure is just not there, especially for the United States. And again, that's a massive market to not have. However, unfortunately, I do feel that we are shifting more and more to digital. And with that shift towards digital, it's going to be a lot of the same problems. You're going to have licenses being revoked. You're going to have exclusives on different platforms. And you're not really going to own these games. That's the thing a lot of people don't think about is when you're done with that game, yeah, I have a game collection. And it's cool to look at on the shelf. But not only that, I can sell those games if I want to. And some of these games will go up in value, believe it or not. I mean, all of my old games from the GameCube, N64, Super Nintendo, all those retro systems are just skyrocketing. What is a digital game going to do? Nothing. As soon as you buy a digital game, it is already worthless. Unless there's some way in the future where you can transfer licenses between people, I don't see that happening. I know at one point we're seeing that we're getting close to Steam having used digital games, whatever that means, but that's not like a big mainstream thing. That just hasn't happened yet. I can't trade my already beaten copy of a digital game to somebody else and sell it. Once it's part of my Steam, once it's part of my Epic, once it's part of my Origin or whatever account, it's there forever. And until that changes, which they're going to be fighting as much as they can, it's just going to be a bad time for all of us. Digital is not a pro-customer approach to selling things. They're selling things for the same price as the physical one, even though it costs significantly less to produce the digital one. So I get the convenience of everything. I get the convenience of cloud. I get the convenience of digital. But in the end, we're gonna regret it if we embrace these things too quickly. Until we're able to buy and sell our digital games, it's really not looking like a great future for us. We've already seen what the game industry has done with microtransactions. We've seen how they're trying to push $70 games. We've seen how they're forcing us to pay online to play our games, even though on the PC it's been free forever, and PlayStation was free for the longest time, and Nintendo was free for the longest time. They're just making up more ways to nickel and dime us, and if you don't think they're going to do that in the full digital era, you've got another thing coming. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about Google Stadia dying. If you guys tried it, let me know how it was. Of course, like the video if you guys liked it, and subscribe for more content. And as always, have a fantastic day. See you, everybody.